This is the program that addresses issues concerning you as a Nigerian.
To interact with them.
But what happens afterwards?
I don't know what is delaying the deployment.
That is your role that you have to play.
Investigate each case.
I'd like to hear from some more people.
Talk your own. We the people.
Guess where I am? Well, let me give you a hint. I'm stuck in traffic. So what do you say? Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, Benin. The ever-growing population in most Nigerian cities and with the lack of adequate transport facilities has led to situations like this, especially during the rush hour. You know, big cities mean more people. And more people, well, could mean more vehicles on the road. And with more vehicles on the road, you have traffic jams. And in a country where over 95% of its population travel by road, the big question is, are there innovative solutions to the road traffic jams in Nigeria?
Chasing our dreams. 5 a.m. to sundown. Lagos not dead sundown. Rain or sunny weather. We ain't stopping ever. As long as I've got the air that I breathe, you better know that it's Lagos. It's Lagos. It's Lagos. It's Lagos. Lagos for you. Lagos for me. You better know that we Lagos. We Lagos. We Lagos. We Lagos. I'm a thug man and breathe. And the lights are on, I see. Cars be zooming, me cruising, but it's only 3:30. Traffic down to Yano Pacha. We're headed from Unilag up to Ikeja. I just laugh out loud when I look at the crowd. To survive, you gotta be a soldier. Talk about the boys in black vests, got so they can never hold us back. Or you in a bus in your own little corner and everybody.
Hello. The program is Talk Your Own with the People, where we discuss issues concerning you as a Nigerian. My name is Afio Basi. Well, you've seen Okechukwu glide through the log jams of Lagos traffic. It's an experience that most of you have had several times. I'm talking about traffic jams. But roller skater, could it be one of the answers? Certainly not for me. And one of the big problems faced by developing countries is that more wealth and expanding population has led to even more private ownership of cars. And with a lack of adequate mass transport facilities, there's even worse traffic jams on the roads. Now, according to the Federal Road Safety Commission official figures, car ownership increased in Nigeria from 6.6 million in 2010 to 10.6 million registered vehicles in 2016. That's a massive 61%. So what's the way out of the road traffic jams? More mass transport facilities, use of bicycles perhaps, or maybe people leaving their cars behind to join others going in the same direction. Are there solutions you've thought of while stuck in traffic, ideas you felt would work, or just plain crazy, like your car having wings to fly above other cars? I have thought of that several times. Well, that's what we the people have come to discuss today. Solutions to Nigeria's road traffic jams. You're all welcome. Please, a round of applause for yourselves. So let's start with you. You've lived the Lagos traffic. So how bad is the road traffic in Lagos?
Very, very, yeah. But
How long have you stayed in a traffic jam?
the most painful one is 5.
You've
5.
stayed up to 5 hours?
Yes.
Wow.
5.
Okay. Now, we have maybe here. Maybe you've lived in Port Harcourt. Tell me, any ideas that you think would be suitable to help bring solution to the traffic jam in Port Harcourt?
If you ask me, I think having comfortable interstate public transport would help a lot in Port Harcourt. When I mean comfortable, we love AC cars and all. So if it's so comfortable that people would be convinced enough to leave their cars at home and take a route, let's say from Port Harcourt main township to Rumokoro, if there's a bus, a comfortable bus that will go that route, you see people walking towards that Rumokoro area would, instead of taking their cars, will say, this bus is okay for me, it's comfortable, I'll just join it to where I'm going to, that's to Rumokoro, and drive down. And you see, it will decongest the number of cars on the road.
So Darlington earlier mentioned that he stayed up to 5 hours in traffic. Is it that?
It's not that bad in Port Harcourt. It's not that bad. The highest I've stayed should be like an hour, and that's because they were constructing the road.
So we have a town planner here, and I'd like you to tell us about this traffic situation.
One of the generators of traffic is land use. And in the city here, you discover that people illegally change land uses. A place that was meant for residential development suddenly turns into a commercial land use. And the amount of traffic it attracts at a time becomes more than it was anticipated. So we should control land use and make sure that pieces of land are put to the right use, because traffic that can be accommodated in that place was estimated in the planning process.
Do you think the means of transport contributes to traffic jams? I mean, for example, taxis, danfos, or even Mulwe like we have in Lagos?
I certainly think it does. However, is multi-pronged. Most road users are guilty of contributing to the state of traffic. You'll notice a lot of drivers are impatient. Commercial drivers especially, all over, it's not just in Abuja, I see very often, I see it in Lagos, I've seen it in Port Harcourt.
So commercial drivers driving what means of transport now?
Commercial drivers taxis, buses. They park anyhow, they park anywhere. For 50 naira, for a 50 naira passenger, they'll cost an hour of traffic.
What she said was going to be my point, that most of the problem, or a lot of the problem, is from the drivers, the impatient drivers. How many times have you been in traffic, and when you got to where the source of the problem was, you realized that it wasn't even supposed to be a big deal? What caused it was that somebody was not ready to wait 2 minutes or a minute. Somebody wanted to go somewhere so fast, they formed another lane. They just weren't going to wait another 1 minute or 2 minutes.
Thank you. Well, we have someone who drives a taxi here. So, Belu, is it true?
Okay, what they are saying is true. And most of the people are sending the blame on taxi. Well, federal government has not provide a bus stop for taxi. So the blame is not only from taxi, it's from federal government.
And to contribute to what the taxi driver said, that we need bus stops for taxis. Taxis don't use bus stops. Bus stops are intended for buses. Taxis are not supposed to pick people at bus stops and drop at bus stops.
So where are they supposed to? Because they're causing traffic, parking at almost any side of the road.
That is just the point. Taxis are not supposed to be picking people along the way. Taxis are supposed to be called to come to a particular place and pick somebody. They're supposed to provide door-to-door services. That is the idea of a taxi.
What he said is the ideal. No, it's good that we don't romanticize ideas. Now, what obtains in Nigeria is that taxis that carry maximum 4 passengers, 5, and even now tricycles are now means of mass transit.
So, Eddie, you operate the Abuja Mass Transit.
Yes.
Can you give us an idea of how many passengers you pick in a day?
It ranges from 30,000 to 50,000 passengers per day.
That's a large number.
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming back to you, Olamide, because you're a transport expert and then you've lived in Lagos. Now, Lagos has dedicated lanes for the BRT buses.
Yes.
As someone who's lived there, is it working in terms of reducing traffic?
Lagos, for me, the BRT model is working in Lagos. It has, I believe, if you ask the average Lagosian, it has greatly improved traffic in Lagos. When I go to Lagos, I rather just wait for BRT. So I time my activities so that I don't have to wait long at the bus stop. I use BRT.
I've lived in Lagos for quite numbers of years, and I was there when the BRT was actually start working. What I discovered about BRT was that actually it's working. Initially when they started, they were very active, and there was a great reduction in the number of passengers that we have on the road. But at a point, I discovered that even BRT too, they are not efficient. How is that, like the road they were using, the road was bad. At times you see the road, there is poor maintenance on the road, which make people at times to stop, routing through BRT. You see at times people will prefer to even go by the normal commercial buses. And at times, because the BRT lane is a one-lane thing, so the BRT, probably one of them is bad, it will break down on that road. So others will have no choice than to follow the normal road that every other vehicles were following.
So they go out of the
They will go out of the BRT road
lane, okay.
And they will have to be following like every other vehicle. So there is nothing much as make any difference on that.
Okay.
So because I could remember a time that I think last month I have to come to their office to close their gates that all the buses were bad and they just stop putting them on the road. So they have to make a fresh order for more vehicles to start working.
So, Simon, you've been smiling a lot, and I know you want to say something concerning it.
The issue of traffic jam has to do with the mentality of the traveling public. And that is part of the problem. Another problem is the lack of proper infrastructural development.
All right, thank you. You're watching Talk Your Own with the People. Let's step on the break for a moment. We'll be back.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Talk your own. Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
It's Talk Your Own with the People, and we're discussing road traffic jams in Nigeria. Let's just hit hard on the accelerators and go straight to the solutions. I actually heard that the former Minister of Transport, late Chief Ojo Maduekwe, actually rode a bicycle to the Federal Executive Council meeting like twice. Perhaps this could work. Bicycles.
Bicycle won't work because Nigerians, I think we are a bit careless, and the accident cases will be like triple if we apply bicycles on the road.
But do we have the infrastructure for bicycles here?
Some of the roads have provisions for bicycle lane.
Do we actually agree with that? Do you see these roads?
No, see, one of the things you have to... Now, listen.
Can you bring your mic closer?
That's exactly what I'm saying. That the roads you are seeing have not all been fully developed.
So when will they be? When we're out of the world?
Fine. Again, you are asking me where it will be. That is the political will of the government. The designs are there.
Yeah, so this is we the people. We should make the government do better.
We are asking the government to please expedite action to make sure that where bicycle lanes are provided on the plan, they should build them.
Can I just ask this question? If bicycle lanes are created, how many of us would actually use it?
As much as, it sounds really good. Nigerians are, I would say we are egocentric. We love to show off. Who wants to ride a bicycle when they can buy a car and, go and do Thanksgiving in church or wherever? And, people don't want to drive, because it sounds like a step down.
What I think might add to the solution would be families that have 2 cars, 3 cars, and they go differently to work. Maybe they should just try and manage 1 car, go together and come together from work. That would reduce the traffic congestion on the road, car congestion on the road.
Okay, so that's actually an idea which we call carpooling. Do you think it would work where if people, more than 2-3 people going same direction and they all have cars, they drop all the cars and follow one person? Do you think it's an idea that would work in Nigeria?
It certainly will. Carpooling will work. And, because of the current economic constraints that people are talking about, I have neighbors, for example, who now pull, So instead of everybody, 5 of them going to work, everybody showing off our car, especially when it's new. Now, a party takes all of us this week, then you do it next week. And of course, that's 4 less vehicles on the road.
Can you do carpooling and drop your car?
Yes, I can do that. Carpooling, yes, I
Well, that's a
definitely
question
can
that
do
we asked people on the street. Would you join in a carpooling?
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Our roads are very busy, very congested. If all of us put our cars on the road, it will be very difficult. But if we have, like you said, a pool, and then one person to about 4 people, meaning that instead of 4 cars to be on the road, 1 car will be on the road. And you go a long way to reduce the traffic situation in the country. That is okay. I can do it.
Not agree. Why? There is a lot of danger on it. Because you don't know the person you are entering the car, you don't show up the person, and you enter the car like that. So the best way is, if it is a city train that is wrong, you park your car and enter a city train to the city.
I will agree on one condition based on those that I know. If I don't know, if somebody I don't know, I can't bring him in my car. Because sometimes when you try to help, you will find out that you have fetched yourself a trouble. So that is just it.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Those are people's opinion, whether they would go for carpooling or not. Let's talk about crazy futuristic ideas. Have you been stuck in traffic and thought about flying cars, for instance? I have. Has anyone thought about it?
Flying cars are already being designed. I've seen a couple of researches being done, tests being done on flying cars.
Thank you. Let's move on.
I think the best way to take out traffic from the road is to make people work at home. If people work from home, there will be nobody on the road.
Yes. Work at home.
Yes, but that's not going to happen very soon. So, yes.
Okay.
Going down to brass tacks, I think some other ways that we could manage traffic is through regulation, infrastructure, management, and control of transport services. If we do that, we'll reduce a lot of traffic.
Well, where you have rail systems put in place, you understand, like metro and what have you, though it's expensive to probably construct all these, but I feel rail systems could take a lot of burden off the road.
I think the solution there is that federal government to check the activities of this road constructor or this company. For example, if you are coming from Apple, that's legislative quarters, you are coming to the town.
Okay, that's in
You
Abuja.
will find out 4 lane, when you reach the bridge, you will be 2 lane. So that thing is causing traffic. Instead of them to construct it as in 4 lane, come 4 lane and cross the bridge, you will come out and join 2 queue there. And other vehicles are coming from under, climbing the bridge.
Thank you. Let's hear some more. Yes, pass it on. Can you pass it? Let's take it to maybe her hands up.
Okay, I think making alternative routes would work. Like I want to give an example of in River State, Port Harcourt. There's this Slaughter-Woji Road. I don't know if anyone is conversant with it. The traffic there is crazy. Alternate routes would work a whole lot. Alternate routes.
Okay, so let's move it on. Let's hear that lady there.
I found out that some shopping malls are being located along the major roads, and that causes heavy traffic.
I think there should be good road network, and there should be a good maintenance culture. If we discover any pothole on the road, we should quickly swift to action and don't allow it to get widened to the extent that is creating disturbance for every user on the road.
Thank you. Let's hear from Bolan.
I think if there are strict regulations and fines to both private and public commuters, everybody will be able to control how they park by the roadside. And there should be actually officials monitoring them on the spot, there at the stops.
The solution should be that they should at least educate these people that you can't just put up, that's the officials, whether VIO, police, or who have you, they shouldn't just put up checkpoints just anywhere.
Okay.
Beyond that, I think we Nigerians, we lack patience, and we are more of indisciplined. Yes, truly. Because if everything is perfect and you still have some crazy drivers out there, you see that it will still occur.
Thank you. Okay, so we have had so many practical, some crazy, but they're all solutions that we've proffered here in this discussion. Now, some of it have been carpooling, perhaps cycling, bicycle. Some people are like this, okay? Mass transportation, reorientation for all drivers, access roads, alternative roads, right? Work from home, that was also a solution. And some said monitor and find any car parks in the express road. So many ideas. Now I'm going to ask, let me start with the lady, Olamide. Pick your top 3 from all of this that you've heard.
From all of this, and one that wasn't mentioned, traffic radio. Some station that monitors traffic so that I know if I'm leaving zone 4, for example, and I'm going to Asokoro, I know what's the best route for me to take at this moment. And it's a practice in a lot of cities in the world. And
so
I think
that's
even
your
Lagos,
one, right?
That's my one, traffic
Okay.
radio, yes.
2
so that
more.
I can monitor the traffic. 2 alternate routes. And my number 3 is quick response to road maintenance.
Okay, thank you. So I'll go to the town planner, Nathaniel. Pick your top 3.
Work from home, number 1. Number 2 will be revert the land uses to their original designations. And number 3, driver education.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, I'm surprised nobody mentioned roller skater. Oh, okay, Choko will be so disappointed. All right, thank you very much. And with that, we've come to the end of this edition of Talk Your Own with the People, where we looked at solutions to road traffic jams in Nigeria. Thank you all for being a part of this and discussing and bringing out solutions to the traffic jams. Please a round of applause for yourselves once again. And keep watching Talk Your Own with the People.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Thanks for watching. Continue to talk your own online, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Remember, for government to work, get involved. No sit down look. See you next week for another edition of
Talk Your Own. We the people.
Talk Your Own has been made with funding from the UK Department for International Development.